All right, continuing now with our coverage of the hit-and-run wife homicide trial, a new trial here on Court TV. Mark Phillips is charged with hit-and-run resulting in death and, if convicted, faces up to 25 years in prison. Now, prosecutors say she killed her husband, Mark, after the pair had argued following a night out drinking. In her phone call to 911, she tells dispatch what she believes happened to her husband.
Are you able to get him on his back and we'll try to do chest compressions?
No, he's too heavy.
Okay. When was the last time you saw him?
Last night at like 11 o'clock.
Okay. Okay.
He was chasing me down for junk and I just took off.
He was chasing you down in the truck?
Yes. Oh my God.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
No, he was out here.
Okay. Okay. And the last time you saw him was last night?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God.
I know this is very hard for you, ma'am. Do you want to do CPR right now?
There's no reason I can.
Okay. Okay, please. I know this is difficult. Tell me, please, why does it look like she's dead?
He's frozen to the ground.
He's frozen to the ground right now?
There's a blue.
Do you think he's beyond any help?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sending someone to assist you. Please leave everything as you found it, okay? They're all coming as fast as they can right now.
Oh my God, Mark. Oh my God.
I'm right here with you until they get there, okay?
Oh my God, I don't even know how this happened. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, honey. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Ma'am, I'm right here. I want to ask you again, do you want to do CPR? Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God, Mark. Oh, please.
I'm right here with you until help comes.
Oh my God, why is he out here?
Can you tell me what happened last night?
Yes, we got into an argument, and we got home here, and he was being aggressive, and I took off in the truck, and he tried to stop me, but I didn't know that he got hurt or anything. I did not like he's off to this. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
I would have thought he was hurt. I would have lost. Oh my God. And then I just assumed he went in the house and went to bed. Oh, I tried to get some hotel rooms last night. I went to 2 different hotels. That didn't work, so I came back here. I slept on the couch thinking he was in the room. And then I went upstairs because I didn't want him to get mad that I came home. So I went upstairs so that he didn't know that I was home. And this morning when I went to the bedroom, he wasn't there. So I came out to go to the garage to see the car was here. And that's when I caught a glimpse of him over here.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's 2 kids.
Okay.
I'm so sorry you're here.
Ma'am, I can give you CPR instructions if you want to do CPR on him.
There's no, I'm sorry, I wish that was an option.
Okay.
Oh my God, Mark.
Saturday, February 23, 2019. 06:39 and 12 seconds.
Oh, I hear ambulances coming.
Okay. You let me know when they're right there with him, okay? Please leave everything as you found it, okay?
Ma'am, are you in the front of the house or the back of the house? We're right on the side.
Right on the side of the house, okay?
Down the driveway, partially down the driveway. Oh, honey. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Why is it? Honey.
Please wake up. They're coming as fast as they can, ma'am.
Oh, my God.
Can you hear the siren? Can you hear the siren? Okay.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
I want you to stay on the phone with me until they're right there with you.
oh God. I don't. There's a police officer here.
Okay, you can hang up the phone and talk to them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, so that's the morning after whatever incident happened. Still with us, criminal defense attorneys Jacqueline Goodman and David Bruno. And Jacqueline, I'll start with you. A lot of what we do here on Court TV when we have these cases, we analyze what we hear on these 911 calls. And so do the folks who watch us in our online and our social media. And you know, oftentimes they say, well, are they emotional enough, not emotional enough? I think there's a lot of emotion there, but a lot of people online specifically find that call's a little suspect for a few reasons. I want to get your thoughts. What did you hear on that phone call?
Well, you know, I always feel like we assume that we know how we would all react in a situation like that. And the truth is we don't. We really don't. So we all make that same mistake, and we put ourselves in that position, and we think that we know what our voice is going to sound like, what we're going to be thinking of, what we're going to be saying. And I think that really is a mistake. That said, you know, if you're listening for how you would wish you yourself would sound in that moment, there were things that were somewhat suspicious. Besides the content of what she's saying, she does sort of vacillate between sounding like she's sobbing, and then other times she kind of goes into a completely different voice. And I know that has been the cause of some speculation. What she says is also troublesome in that call, and so it's going to be troublesome. I mean, it was troublesome for her, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, obviously. But, you know, there's a couple of things, David, that struck me as funny. When she's describing, like, so when someone's hurt and you love them, why are you going into an entire story about what happened? It sounded like she was making up her own sort of alibi there. She said a couple of things. I don't know how this happened. And I didn't know he was out there. Both of those things seem designed to me to absolve her of responsibility for what happened. It seems odd under those circumstances that someone would think that way. And again, I agree, Jacqueline, 100%. You cannot know what you would do under those circumstances. And we analyze these things because that's kind of what we do. But those are my thoughts. David, love to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. She's caught in between two defenses all at once right there. And right, she's frantic until she starts talking about the fight. There was an argument the night before, and he came out after me. And that's like, I think, a little of a self-defense, but it cuts against, I didn't know he was out there, and it was a complete accident. And then it's the after. It's what happens after, what she says. Again, we talk about this every single day, about the words of defendants and how they're used. Sometimes they're admissions and they're used as probative evidence of guilt, and sometimes they're used to compare against common sense and forensic evidence and other things. So it's interesting how this develops. Today was a good day for the defense, believe it or not, because the forensic pathologist was on the stand and the defense was able to get out that he was drunk, he was intoxicated, that he could have been falling down, that there could have been a dragging effect to cause all of these injuries on the body, which otherwise, if from afar would look at, well, it couldn't have been as easy as backing into somebody because of the various different injuries around the body. So I think the defense scored points there, but this 911 call does not help her.
Yeah, I agree, and I agree with the defense, what you said about the defense today. They basically got in a whole theory of their case through the state's medical examiner, and the way they cross-examined him did a great job. But here's what I want to check in with you, Jacqueline. You know, she's charged with second-degree reckless homicide. That's basically whoever recklessly causes the death of another human being under circumstances which show utter disregard for human life. And I'm thinking, you know, it could be the hit and run aspect of this, but I think more importantly for the state, they need to show that she knew he was hit and then she left him there. That to me fits under the definition here of reckless homicide just as much as perhaps hitting him under those circumstances as they're being portrayed by either side. I think that's just as important here. The fact that they need to show she knew that she hit him and basically didn't care, left him out there to die. What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the collateral aspect of the defense of accident, right? So she had to know and then consciously, knowingly disregard that risk, and by leaving him out there overnight, for example, that's the issue, that's the theory. And you know, I think that the prosecution really feels like they couldn't prove an intentional homicide, an intentional killing, and so that's going to be a problem for her given the statements that she makes in that 911 call. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. She is being charged with knowingly disregarding the risk to him and leaving him to die.
Yep, exactly. And again, like you said,